Okay, so I think I know where I was. Took me a second. And it went down coincided with getting sick too, so I took a minute. Anyway, so what was happening was that as the channel hopping began, what we were hearing in the background was that a lot of these channels that hadn't been related to or really in the orbit of suddenly started getting like, very large, oh, here's some money for your channel donations to their actual channels and the creators. And then the hops started happening during the marathon. And also, um, I even, it looks like during a lot of these hops, even I watched during the lives, it was, oh, an anonymous donor sent in this, and here's this magical cash, that, and whatever. And yeah, some of it was like con language, like the 2 for 1s. No, it's like the carnival barker you put in the front row, like I was talking about. It was like when these sudden imaginary fights cause dips in the marathon, right? In the fundraiser. You have this cry out from, well, what can we do to help? We'll put more money in. And then it gets the chat to do that, right? But there's no actual 2 for 1. There's no whatever's happening. If there is, I mean, that's where I come into the money laundering thing and stuff at. For me, like, that has to be what it is, right? For me personally, that's where I'm at. I'm like, this is money laundering or something, you know. No, there's something super wrong here. And then, you know, the money things are just so weird. But then also at the same time, that these large influxes of cash are coming in to these channels, to the creators, not related at all to, and then also hearing them now say that there were others like that. FBI card team member was supposedly pushing into Summer's fundraiser and forced into my shit. Um, so either way, and I know others, so it's like something just so wrong here, obviously. And so yeah, for me it was like this is money laundering or something, like, at that point I'm like something is wrong. And either way, so Mystery Angels says on theirs this morning slash whatever, because it was just a few hours ago, that there was a massive amount that tried to be donated and whatever they thought suspicious stuff. Yeah, and they are not wrong. They're not wrong. Same thing was happening here. Same thing. And honestly, as the first days went by, and it's like, yeah, obviously my video yesterday with the whole fake tear, my heart bleeds for you, here's the smallest fucking violin thing, might have sounded ungrateful, whatever. And I still have the hotel receipts. I don't know if somebody just didn't think that through or what, because they were slid under my door twice. So I was able to figure out from there pretty quickly. Things were really whatever. So anyway, it just seemed really coincidental to me that why would you pay for this if you thought that? And I really feel like possibly, even though I just feel like there were a lot of things being paid for, even though they were on, say, cards or not or whatever. I feel like money was being funneled in the background to make sure things could be afforded. And then, here's Chase telling that like the PO box was it was named for summer because that's where the vigil decorations and stuff were to go. But yet, if you watch the lives and things, what was it? What was the reason Ginger Snap vanished? Well, because she paid for all the decorations out of her own pocket. And people made fun of them. And there was a fight that never actually happened because of her cheap looking decorations. But actually, real people were bringing in decorations, if anybody recalls, too. And I mean, it just, none of it makes sense. Uh, no, nope. And then you have Keys telling Chase to do the handoffs. And then, you know, Trixie over here and Ginger, and then, like I said, I've eventually got to post those messages too. Because ain't nobody asked for that shit. It was the dumbest shit ever. Once you're in there, then it's like, oh, here's this 1-800 number too. Call the shelter. Why in the hell do I need to do that? I was perfectly like, what the fuck? I just.
All right, guys. The beginning of this sounds like a whole bunch of fucking regurgitation, right? However, I want you to pay attention to the parts coming up. I didn't listen to this part. I didn't listen to the whole 45-minute part, but I listened to a good portion of it. And Jody may tell us just how involved she was with Keys and how she was warning Chase. This is one I've never heard. I think people need to listen to this one. Maybe not this part. It sounds like regurgitation, but continue to listen. It isn't that long. I'm only going to be here for an hour and 18 minutes. Unless I find something else, I might come back. But I think people should hear this.
A little weird. Whole damn thing is such manipulation and such a ring, and they do know what they're fucking doing. Make no mistake. But do keep in mind that it's seems to be countrywide that you have these small, medium, and large tier spiders in these channels and creators that are there. And then, as the case happens, what you have are these local channels or smaller ones suddenly popping up. Q has been involved in that went missing, and I'm not sure, but it looks, wow, there it goes. And I'm not sure, but what it looks like is that in some of these cases, you really do have a lot of these YouTubers able to get close to the family. And it's just like right now, it worries me because then you have these Landry folks in my inbox wanting to come up here after I'm hearing these smaller local channels that seem to have infiltrated Ben Hill suddenly find it like, oh, look, we found this, we found that in places that I know good and well were like fine tooth combed. You know, even if there were spots and stuff missed, I know for a fact, like, it doesn't make sense, guys. I don't know what the hell. That's somebody else's job bigger than I to figure out, but there's shit rotten in Denmark all the way to the damn core. And I'll tell you, clicks and likes do not provide these people. I don't care if they have quite a few thousand subscribers. They don't provide them the lifestyles they're living either.
Lady R, did you hear her say Ginger Snap and Trixie? Now, how would she know that? Oh, it's all gonna come together, you dumb one. You documented it all.
So what is? Where are all these influxes of cash coming from? Why is it all these channels seem to be suddenly getting donations to themselves as far as the creators and channels go? Suddenly before marathons. Why? Why? And who's pushing that cash? Where's it coming from? Is it coming from one fund to the next, to what's raised from one missing child or victim's case to pay off the next. How do they get these local people involved to where these channels pop up? I mean, because, there are several here that are local, but I do know that are connected. And have had channels in the past as well around other, you know, it's very strange. But I did want to point out that what Mr. Angels was saying about the rather large donations being red flag over there too. Well, they definitely were here to some of us paying attention. And I know this is all over the place again, so I have to parse it, do whatever. I don't know. Sorry. Not sorry. Can't help it. But I've tried to keep it. Like I said, everything's a picture and it goes together for me, and it's hard to, and then I also have to leave things out and feel like I should leave a few things out, and it makes it seem like I'm talking in code, but I'm really not. I'm just trying to protect certain things that everybody's still digging on, still calling in. And then the summer aspect of it and things that don't need to be told in private business, it doesn't need to be out there. It's not for public fucking consumption. Not because anybody's trying to protect anybody, but because it's just damn well not public consumption. Sorry. Not sorry. I think there are a lot of humans mixed up in this that have been hurt enough by people and their incessant everything should be for public consumption. And a bunch of greedy little hands on the ground and people behind them. And, I guess we're going to work on tier 1 spiders and tier 2 now. And I would really like some answers. And it seems like anybody in family emergencies again. But I just find it weird how that keeps happening. And I don't know. Either way, after pointing comments. So all I'm saying is it's strange how these events took place. How I was even brought into it by people that were local, but at the behest of, kind of pushed, manipulated in certain ways, to where even I didn't realize at the time. But in hindsight, that's absolutely what did happen. How these people are still in the ears of and right beside of people they may be not be. Influxes of cash going in here at this marathon in the US, the one at the UK, discrepancies with the billboard, which I love the billboard idea. It's amazing. They should be everywhere. It's what's behind it that bothers me. I know real people did donate to that. I understand that. That's not my issue with it either. And I would love to see it stay up because Summer's face does need to be out there. I find all kinds of things to be strange. And so I guess now we're going to not only work on tier 1 spiders, but tier 2. And see how much stress that causes. Oh, bless my soul. I don't even know how I got here. But here I am. And anyway, considering it looks like a distraction's occurring currently, like one person's going live and another one's going, it's that time of day again. Oh dear, it's like follow the leader around here. And look, y'all, I was gonna do this. I was gonna read. And I found these little oh wait, hold on. I need to watch my language too. And yes, I am capable of having a conversation without was it Porpoise Mouth, that SpongeBob episode? I think it was. It was Sailor Mouth or Porpoise Mouth. That is one of my favorite episodes, including the bubble episode. Just PSA. Love some SpongeBob. Started watching it, I think, when I was pregnant with my eldest, and then he and I have shared the love of SpongeBob ever since. I don't care how old we get. But yes, I am capable of carrying on a conversation without cursing. I was I was raised right. I just, the older I get, the more I love those sentence enhancers. And but yes, I'm quite capable of, like, yeah. I also know which silverware match during a 5-star dinner and what order to use them in. Anyway, so I found these the other night, guys. It was a multi-pack. Thought maybe I might get a bite, like literally, probably a bite, before I bought the kids their own stuff. But any parent knows how that goes, right? Delete theirs and yours. Fact. So I was gonna get a bite, but that doesn't look like that's gonna happen. No, no, it is, because I wouldn't. I'll just set recorders and I'm gonna read and I'm gonna rest because my heart really, really hurts today. And I have got to rest or I'm not gonna get better. And after second tier spider bullshit, I'm sure the reprieve's not gonna be long. Either way, I do have the receipt for that, by the way, in case anybody wants to pretend that I'm just pulling shit out of my ass. So yeah, second tier spider definitely asked first tier spider to do the handoffs. So there you go. Either way, I'm gonna rest and I'm gonna do normal people things. And I'm gonna read my damn book. Sorry. And I'm gonna take a bite of my candy before the children eat all theirs. And then all of mine. I do love them so, and they better be glad. Oh, they better be glad. Because y'all know how much I love those fresh babies. Y'all, I can't. Like, what woman in the world watched that and thought I was like QAnon wayfaring? Like, what? I still don't. And I had people screaming at me about that. Like, what have you done with the babies? What? What babies? You were talking about fresh babies. Even I didn't know what the hell I was talking about because it could have went many different ways with my sense of humor. Many different ways. But yeah, fresh babies. Any female out here knew exactly what I meant, and I have some in my inbox who were like, we laughed till we cried. And then we laughed some more when people literally started the fresh baby scream fest. All of us know that youngins, when like they have a certain scent, it only lasts so long, right? But like, especially as yours get older, every time you smell a fresh baby, your ovaries clench. And if you press the button, you'd be like, oh, new baby right now. But then it takes about 20 minutes to come back to your senses. And you're like, oh, no, no, no more babies. I'm done. But it is a certain scent and it only lasts so long. And then they grow out of that. And, like, it's something that can't be recreated, but every female out there knows exactly what I meant. Fresh babies, indeed. So, anyway, I'm going to have a bite of that and read a book and hopefully get a hold of the doctor in between there and possibly call these new counselors that my palliative care lady or whatever recommended. And now that I'm feeling a better space with that and have time, and see if I can get a hold of somebody today. Um, and if I can find that piece of paper, because I'll tell you, it's been okay. So I'm back. I'm just not where I hope to be doing this today, or at all today, honestly. But my body has other ideas, so that is what it is. And I wasn't wrong. It was 15 steps in and 15 steps out suck. Hey, but you know what I don't have is somebody yelling at me or treating me like crap because my body and my heart and whatever else, right? So bonus points. Um, so I had a couple of things I wanted to say today. I'm going to start out, and I'm going to try to make this short because I know it's been an issue. I'm going to start out by saying that, um, I've been told for a while now to go ahead and just do a YouTube. That way I had more control over my videos, and we had tried initially to put copyrights on them so they couldn't just be used by anyone. But then even then, right? People want to do whatever. And the thing is, I don't want to make it to where nobody can use it because that's not the point. Um, and I also don't want to deal with that. Once this YouTube thing is, I'm never touching YouTube again. I wasn't much on it to begin with, used it for music, but I swear I don't even think I'm going to do that, quite frankly. See, I told my kids for eons that garbage was rotting their little brains, and I've had spells where I've cut them off of YouTube entirely. Um, Now it's in their own yard and mine, I can't say, but it's, I think, for the right reasons at this point. Um, Either way, uh, back to the point. Um, Either way, I don't want anything to do with YouTube. I have no need or want to start up my own YouTube channel. For as long-winded as I am, I promise. No. And for most of those on my actual Facebook, they know I'm not real big on really videos, and hadn't been until summer, And it was easier for me because of the health and the way everything had happened to where I could communicate with my friends and family um, that way instead of having to type a lot of times. Because I've always been a big writer, and I really don't like cameras and shit in my face, and I really don't like attention despite what the hell this looks like. So, then summer vanished and the health coincided, so videos became my method of communication, or my main one, with my friends and family. And then I did, obviously, the summer videos in that format as well. Either way, after all this, but I definitely have no need or want for YouTube. And the thing is I could have stayed with YouTube, but after what has transpired over there, nah. And I still have bigger platforms than I was playing with any day of the week that I could go up on, I could take the videos to, and nope, I'm not doing that either. I think that these need to be on and in the same place I started this journey. And I have no need for super chats. I have no need for monetization. My voice stands where it started. And to me, the past few days, especially as people couldn't use some things quite as much, and it became whatever again. What's the news? Me as a cash cow is not real appetizing to me, and I don't approve. I don't like it. So And I would like some control somehow over my own videos because I feel like some are being directed. There was some sort of incident in a whole couple hours. I got sleep over on a certain channel that apparently had all kinds of my videos, including from what I hear the one Squall stole. Um, and I don't know. I'm sure that I'll get all of the recordings of that here soon, but that's vanished off the face of the earth. Apparently, it live went down at some point, and it's not come back up. So I don't know what kind of shit show that was. I don't really care, but I do know the place that was taking place is not my type of place, and I hear what was going on there wasn't very awesome. And either way, so we're at a point where fair use, and see, it covers educational, it covers all these other things. What it doesn't cover is profiting off of. So we're at a point of figuring out possibly something with my videos to where they can be shared but not profited off of, because if I want to do that, I would be on myself, and I obviously don't, which is why I continue to do them here, like, oh, I don't know, a public library. I'm not here for others to make money off of. Fact. Um, so, and what I really don't like seeing is places that were already making all this money off summer and things, doing that. That's kind of disturbing to me. So, anyway, I don't know. I'm gonna figure that out in the next few days. So, yeah, and buried in this one, uh, I guess, or 4 minutes in, if anybody's stuck with me. I have some questions. Like, the other day, and on one of my videos, I had made a pointed remark towards Chase, and that I knew who had directed him to do the handoffs. And yeah, I don't know what's happened to that situation. Um, but I hope Chase took the advice. Uh, Regardless, and I've been trying to figure out when to ring that bell, and I'll be honest with you here. I still don't know that now's the right time, but I know it's gonna start another shit show, and I don't like that. But I think, well, eyes are on this situation, and certain bells are being rung. That and this one kind of moves my hand a little further than I wanted it to before I was done with this particular set of first tier spiders, but that's okay. Eyes are on them. Uh, but here's the thing about this whole situation. You can, once again, it's just like, you have the audience there, right? That's like the chat, the whatever, the online crazies, which there are many. Um, Even though like you're in the front seat, these some bitches are in the backseat telling you no, that's not how something happened. Or say like they were left at home, but you went out to the store and they're like, like they were actually there. Same situation as it was with Summer and is with the Summer situation. The same thing's happening with this con ring, scam, circle, whatever it is. Um, living it, being part of it's different than being in a chat and seeing it from the outside. So anyway, I really appreciate it if people um, that are involved would all stop being like, no, we're not. Like it's driving me crazy. I'm not crazy, but y'all are trying. So anyway, um, so my advice to Chase the other day. I hope he took it. That's all I can say. Either way, my you know what? I'm gonna end this one here, and I'll be back. And I'm gonna try to stay linear and in a straight form. Bless my little heart. Uh, hold on. Okay. I'm gonna try this again. But anyway, so the hop from one to the other. Long story short, we're gonna try to find a way to keep it to where I have more control over who uses my videos and not be used as a cash cow. I'm trying to do this whole like public library thing, sort of, but without like even that fee. I don't like people cashing in on my videos or using me to do so. I'm being told to do my own YouTube like I have been for weeks. That's not going to happen. I have no need to be over there in that shit show, especially after this ends. And I don't want to be. It's not something I want at all. My voice needs to stay where it started. I could absolutely be on bigger platforms than I started with any day of the week. I'm not. I'm here instead. There's a reason for that. Anyway, so back to my advice to Chase several days ago in a pointed comment I made on a video about I knew who had directed him to do the handoffs, and the best thing he could do was talk to somebody. And I hope he took my advice. Don't know if he did. Don't really care. Um, however, that being said, some bells are rung. Kind of moving my hand a little bit more forward than I want it to be. Before I'm done with all these first tier spiders. But I mean, I have questions. So I guess we're gonna go where the bells are starting to be rung, but by accident by people that. So either way, uh, oh, and welcome to a new shit show today. Let me tell you, because I know when I ring this bell, all hell's gonna whatever. Oh, so anyway, living these situations is different than being a backseat driver. But the whole ass internet or everybody out here, they want to tell you like, no, you're wrong, even though you were there when, or no, you're wrong, but also you're actually the one dealing with these people live and in living color off of social media here in the particular case of these channels. No, y'all. whatever. No. And like I said at the get go, like, I'm going to be wrong on all kinds of stuff, but I ain't going to be that wrong. But there are pieces and parts here that others, hold, dig up, do whatever, and things that, once again, just like some are like, you live it, so therefore you know more things than the public, but the public wants to be like, no, So anyway, the handoff situation with Chase. And this is going to fall back into the summer situation. And I know people say I talk in code or that everything is long winded. And I don't mean for it to be, but everything is a full picture for me. It's hard for me to parse down things in easily digestible form in a world where people, that's all they want. Quick bites, things fed to them. But I'm trying, okay? Because I've always been like big on people don't need to be told what to think. They need the picture and then they can decide what to think, right? But I'm living in a world where nobody wants that. Even I don't understand. Okay, it's just me. I'm old school like that. Anyway, so these things, like most things these days, interconnect. Obviously, that's how I'm here with both situations now. Um, and I'm going to try to make this as clear as I can without stepping in places I don't want to step. And you know, um, either way. So I watched. I'm new to the YouTube thing. Obviously, not my circus, not my monkeys type of person with that. Didn't like YouTube. But for months, while still in Ben Hill, I watched YouTube have a very drastic and real effect on people around me. But at the time, because I'm a Facebook type of gal, I thought it was mostly Facebook, right? I thought it was mostly Facebook. The giant groups about summer and things. As we stayed quiet, I stayed quiet. I didn't make but one comment online. And even though you see videos now that are public, they were not then. I went back and I opened those. So I stayed quiet. I literally made one comment online for months. That was it. But I watched what I thought at the time were just like Facebook crazies and things. So I didn't realize YouTube was really involved. As far as the on the ground crazies, like the monster hunters and Bigfoot people and the dueling psychics in the middle of the road. Like, although that was kind of funny. And watching the psychics try to, look, oh dear. Them people are crazy. So, it's something we dealt with day in and day out, night after night. And then here I come onto the YouTube thing by accident. It wasn't something I'd planned or was on purpose. And now looking back, I was obviously drawn in on purpose. Whether I reached it or not, what was done was either way. So it was hopeful on purpose, but also there were things going on, like people reaching out to me to push me to a certain spot, and then it's weird. You know what? Actually, we're going to start there. Here's a moment. YouTube began for me by somebody actually took my videos and put them in order. And I was told about it. I went over. I was like, well, this seems like a chill place. Now, this only happened after. After I was told not to mess with keys or sharing voices behind the wall, right? Or whatever the hell it is, right? Voices behind whatever the hell. Anyway, um, and I had watched those two in particular for a while because I felt like what was being done to people I knew and know was wrong. I knew some parties involved were being hurt by the interactions, especially with voices. Um, I thought anybody talking to that one in particular was pretty damn hurtful and fucked up. And that's just my opinion. And I don't like giving my opinions, but there you go. And I also think that now plays back into certain people's body language on certain panels that seem to be a little skewed. Um, I'll tell you from a second opinion drop from Jody Sue, which is a rare thing, this morning. That I had to stop that first panel within 15, 20 minutes. Because I personally was like, oh, this is not going to go well for the second one. Just from what I know personally. I was like, yeah, that second one's not going to go well when the analysis comes in. So I'm just not going to be bothered watching this one anywhere past 20 minutes. And that was the 15-minute mark. I made it 20. I turned it off. Then the analysis is put off for a while. Conveniently enough to me. During another period and key moment. And then it's dropped. With a mind-blowing result. What the fuck just happened here? Like, there's no way. No fucking way that was. And, and so it just seems a little to me. Just a little and I'm sure people will take that as more of you're protecting whatever the fuck I am. I just found that sketchy. But that's not even my issue either. My issue is what certain people's supposed language and shit was, right? Now, if you have somebody say like voices for months in your fucking ear, months, shoveling rainbows up your ass while trashing the shit out of the person beside of you and telling you guilty, 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 just like the rest of online is, wherever else. Oh, I would assume it might change one's body language and all kinds of things, quite fucking frankly. But that's just me. Either way, I mean, I have all kinds of other opinions about all that. But I'm gonna keep those to my damn self. Pickles, baby, are you okay? I don't think my cat's okay. Buddy, is you okay? Okay. No? Oh dear. Okay. I don't know what's happening. She's starting to creep me out though. Anyway, squirrel. All right. Are you okay? I'm worried about my cat. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, and even saying all that makes me feel like I'm saying too much as far as that goes because I'm not big on my opinions. Right? I'm just not, and I don't want to offend or harm anybody any further. And I don't want offense taken to that. But I feel like that could be like when you have somebody in your ear, but then I watch people crying real tears because, like, these people are doing this to them for months, you know? And I feel like, in a way, it's like, damn, it's like what's happening to me, but to them, way before I am in this fucking shithole of a situation with YouTube. And, man, I don't know, like, it's months of that. It's like victimizing victims. Like, it's by the champions of voices of, right? Once again. But then, I mean, I would say that could potentially lead to changing. I don't, there's so much more behind that for me that I just am not willing to say out loud. Anyway, so my YouTube journey starts with somebody taking the videos, but prior to that, and I reached out to them in a way, I believe. That's how it went down. They had taken my videos. But prior to this, I was told um, not to have any dealings with keys or voices / share. Uh, by amazingly enough, Squall herself. A little strange, huh? And then one day, Key shows up in my inbox after the videos had come out. I placed them on my Facebook. I think at that point, after they had, they were up so much freaking where, and so then Squall realized somehow that, and I'll have to think about that, but Squall realizes maybe because of communication between them, I had to look back at the messages and figure out that timeline still. But I do know that it was definitely a manipulation to get me to where I ended up on YouTube. Squall with her 12 viewers and such. Uh and somehow revolving around the hill, right? Local revolving around the hills. Such a damn theme throughout this mess. So all of a sudden, Squall's like, "Oh, keys is whatever," and they're wanting you to. I'm like, no, you know. And then I see, and I'm not even subbed to voices, but for some reason during this period, and I still have no fucking clue how, because it's only happened like the one time. The bar came down, had the notification across it dinged, and said voices on, here's my name. I'm like, what the hell? I tap it. I go over there. Oh, and the silky smooth language of another spider. And this lady, I'm listening, and I'm like, oh, and I know who she is, like I said, after I'm on there. And they call each other by name, and I'm listening. I'm like, ugh. And they're talking about my videos and how somebody supposedly did. And I got this smooth ass con artist talking I'm like, you know what? And I was happening to chat nicely. I'm like, no, that's not how this happened. I'm not whatever. Or, nobody kicked me under the table, lady. And they're like, well, no, I think you're wrong. You and I both know better. The fuck? Like, all right, Twister, just tell me what I'm living. Like, we don't do that con ass language around here. And so then I think during this period they wanted me to come up on on the panel, Keith and Link. There were also stuff happening back in my inbox. I was like, no. I said a few terse words to share there, and I was like, fuck you, I'm out. And I've not been back since, nor do I have reason to be, because we don't mess around with animal abusers here. End of story. And in my opinion, if you hurt animals, you know, you're not too far from doing terrible things to human beings. So, there you go. I can't get down with people who hurt animals. Not in capacity. I don't give a shit what the justification or that's not how it was. It's hell no. So anyway, and then knowing what this person has done up close and personal to another human being for months and has possibly caused, mentally, emotionally, I'm just no. It's a no for me, dog. So anyway, now over the course of the next couple of days, I reached out to, I think, the channel that had taken my videos and put them in a compiled fashion. And everything seemed to be nice there. It's just a wild ass coincidence that they all seem to be connected. See how that game works? And then you see like the super low tier, like little mites, like Squall, who are somehow locally working for these other larger platforms that are not here. And the creators that aren't. But they pop up all of a sudden around these higher profile cases. These new channels are made. There's bigger, little bigger platforms and stuff. But all of a sudden these locals pop up. It's real strange. But anyway, yeah, there's a whole revolving door system there, but it was definitely a push and manipulation too. So weird how that works, right? But anyway, then here we are. And as this particular thing is played out on YouTube, I've talked to Keith a few times here and there. Throughout the cycles with these first tier spiders like TCC and others, especially during threat phase, Keys kept coming up a lot, which Keys always did anyway. Like you'd be talking to one on the phone or something like that, and then there they are, and Keys is on the background on another phone, or there's three ways happening, or somebody else is on the other side, say like, or they're calling somebody else to call Keys. It's involved in this. So like Chase, several times. I know he was on the phone with Keys because I heard it, because I was on the call with somebody else that was on the call somehow I was with. And then all of a sudden, these places that hate Keys are like, no, we're going to call him. We're going to do an olive branch. And I'm like, but I've never really heard you say, what? What the hell's happening right now? But they have the direct cell phone. But yet, before that, it was suddenly, no, go to Keys' page and do something. Why are you pushing me to a channel and a creator you hate with this same frantic drama, right? Meanwhile, Like they'd had really no clue there'd been contact here and there. Or maybe they did. Hell, I don't know. Everything's whatever at this point. But then the other day, and Keys was used as a threat towards me in those last days before I fully outed the whole thing, including Chase and that bullshit call that was coming. Somehow I knew about it like a week in advance of it happening, a week plus. Weird, huh? Not the call itself, but what was supposedly coming for that Friday that ended up coming out in the format of a bullshit fake leaked call. I don't give a shit what anybody says. I don't give a shit who said who was talking to what when they recorded it. That shit was a setup. It was on purpose. It was leaked out. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. That shit was on purpose. But I would assume all parties involved. So, either way, somehow I knew what Chase was going to say. Like, how would I have known that a week plus in advance unless I wasn't lying about the threats and the weird shit about keeping me offline, right? So, like I said, they got busted. Fucked up all their plans. So anyway, during that day or two cycle there, I was threatened with Keys, all kinds of other shit, blah blah blah. And then not by, but with. You feel me? So, then after this shit show goes down, somewhere around the night, Chase gets the police called to the house. Still wasn't me, y'all. Keys pops back up. I'm talking to him. And basically outs Chase, gives me enough to whatever. But I already knew who Chase was. I already had his name and all that. Didn't need it. Tells me that now by this point I knew from what Squall had done. Oh, sorry, y'all. The heart pain is real right now. So anyway, Squall and I had an incident, a couple of them, but the last one, Squall had called, done crazy shit on what happened to be the last night at the hotel. And she was super obvious with what she was doing, and she had been for several days. When she'd call or try to talk to me or whatever, she was up to shit, which I kind of knew around her anyway. She was super sus, but I tried to be nice, right? Mm. Anyways, and I had let her on Facebook before the whole Facebook shit began, and that's what's even weirder because she came from around the hill. So, and I mean, locally know her, la 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 la. Didn't realize her profile. That's why in the messages it looks like, oh, that's when we met, whatever. No, it wasn't. I just didn't realize the Squall profile was her. Didn't realize it was the same person, so whatever. She gets on my Facebook long time before the YouTube, like. So then, but either way, she's calling me, things are happening. There was this one push one day. The one thing I did on her live was just a straight push, almost like a trick to get me up on there on that platform. Told her it didn't feel good, whatever. We've been through this. However, Skull's definitely sus from the beginning, but I just I'm like, she's weird, so just chalk it up to that. Then the last I don't know, a few times I talked to her. You could tell she was up to shit. And that last call I had with her, she was definitely up to shit, and she fucked around and got caught. Like, it was the dumbest shit I've ever seen. Like, if you're trying to be, it was worse than Spy versus Spy. It was dumb. So I hung up on her. And she, look, what she was digging after was stuff I'd already said, things that were out there. It didn't make, like, quit being lazy and just go listen to something. Like, what the hell? But she couldn't do that. And I wasn't making whoever and whatever she was working for to just, hey, can you tell me this real quick so they can do whatever with it type of shit any easier for her. I'm like, hell no. So I hang up on her. And then the shit show begins. And she definitely been in the works for a while because all the videos she took show me she was definitely working in the background for a minute before she got blocked from Facebook. So, super pissed that one is. Um, anyway, in the day or two before, I was threatened and stuff outright, and I was, yeah, the whole chat thing had went down. It was like a day or so before the full-on outing happened. Um, Squall starts releasing shit, pointed stuff starts coming. Um, TCC and them were working together on there and going, look, they're trying to set you up. Look, they're trying to make you look guilty of. And I'm like, oh, well, don't care. And I knew that it was going to get worse than that if I didn't comply. And I didn't, of course. So, and it did. Oh, boy, did it. And as you can see from, so, as you can see, it got much worse on the whole Jody Sue's whatever thing, and that was all fine and dandy. Whatever, I didn't, and that she did that to my kids, that was an absolute no for me. And putting my minor children's images out there and stuff, oh no. So then, that particular threat picks up, especially after I fully outed, everything. Oh, the whole internet lights up with Squall's crap, and she's a celebrity all of a sudden. The videos are being played. But what I noticed was one of Key's lives had the bullshit wrong information that Squall was trying to get and dig, and had it all wrong. So that little mouse led back to the hole. Right? I could tell by the pieces and parts that who she was running for was Keys himself. Yeah. And I was like, all right. Okay. And I've kind of let that be and write itself out while I play with first tier spiders down here. And the other day I talked to Keys, and he was pretty pissed about stuff squalling, and it stopped. It stopped. Squall kind of disappeared back into the mouse hole, and the offer was there to dox her and others involved. And I told Keys that I did not want that done, that she was a victim. And even though I was pissed and even though she'd done that to my kids and terrorized them, absolutely did cause them both distress and myself great distress. And what she was doing and to another victim, fellow survivor, was shitty, but that I didn't want another survivor and fighter to feel fear like that and not to dox her. And I stand by that. But there was an offer there. Basically, he's thinking he was helping me dox old Brad there, but I already had Brad's info had for a while. And then told me that he was the one that directed Brad/Chase to do the handoffs from the P.O. box. And part of me would like to believe that some of what's in the messages between Keys and I is the real guy behind the mask, behind the YouTube. Past history and things I knew about Keys along the way would imply it's not, but you can't believe everything you see, hear, or whatever offline always. And sometimes, even I have hope in human beings, and I hope somewhere there was a real one. But it still had that flavor to it of different personality for different whatever, and to try to do whatever, you know. But either way, that's what I was told by Keys, is that he is the one that directed the handoffs. So apparently Chase was put up to the handoffs by Keys. Now, that to me is just considering Keys' position in all this and how he showed up on the scene in the hill area there before summer was even really, couldn't even get attention for out of state, really. It weirds me the hell out, y'all. But not just Keys. They're shared at the same time, and voices. And then immediately, like, drilling in to people there that live there. So-and-so's guilty, so-and-so's guilty. Just day after day after day in somebody's ear. It's fucked up. And, yeah. Considering everything else I know, it's just... either way. And, there's all kinds of shit I don't know, and I'm not going to pretend to know. But just from my view, that's fucked up. And I find timelines of things a little wonky. But here's the kicker. Last night on Mystery Angels, several other places picked this up too. It's, well, okay, so Candace Dawn done something, and Chase has got Summer, and these YouTubers, and blah, blah. No, I don't think that's the case at all. I don't think that's the case. At all. I have an entirely different theory behind this, and for me personally, I don't think they have Summer. I think it's more about money. I think it's pop-ups. Like, if you watch, it's like the Landry people are now in my inbox, right? Which do have connections with these right here. Well, now they've finished that case, and here they come for this one. But what are they? Well, it seems like these are associated with the ones that come in all of a sudden, find all the clues, and help with breaking cases wide open. It's just a hell of a coincidence to me after hearing all these YouTubers and things that come in. Lost Summer's case is still small, can't even get it out of state, can't get attention on it. Then all these local channels pop up. There's a series of events here. And it seems to be what's happening in cases around the country. There's main channels, medium channels, large characters, And then you have locals that pop up with their own little bitty tiny channels that are here that they start using. Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking at some of y'all locals. Mm-hmm. You know who you damn well are, too. So anyway. And then here are these people with some of the most vulnerable families near things they can take as, say, evidence and just drop the hell off 7 miles away somewhere. And for me, it's been weird. Well, like, for example, the past few nights, I've had people, which I'm used to weirdos by this point, they're like, they see some bullshit online. And then they call me and they're like, man, can you tell us this? Or can you, like, I'm not your personal answering service, or like, don't come in my inbox asking me questions about anything like related to, because I'm not going to answer. Sorry. Like, I'm not your personal, hey, I'll just go over here and ask this chick that's online. It's not going to happen for you. And I'm also not going to be calling in. Look, the past couple nights, these people with these rumors online are like, man, I heard this thing was dropped behind this hotel and all this. And there's a couple of you that are going to know that. I don't mean you, but other crazies. So don't take it either way. But wanting me to call, like, police and all sorts of stuff, it's like, man, if you're that concerned, you call them with your dumbass tip, because that seems pretty dumbass to me. Like, I'm not doing that. I'm not your personal call service. And, like, you know how I feel about calling in shit offline. I mean, it's a waste of time and resources. So, I'm going to agree with Lawson on that point, I guess, and repeat that I might be a little sorry for bitching that he was bitching about online. But once again, it's it because I'm still rather not happy about the whole order protection joke. So, anyway, strange. The series of events that have to take place for this to happen. It's no fucking coincidence. And it might seem like, oh, look, it's just they all were online. Got me. No. No, it's not. And hearing that certain people that, it's like hearing PIs or that they know some of these people running these channels personally, especially the local ones, is a little concerning to me. Especially also hearing PIs have records that are a little suspect. And I don't, but those aren't, I don't know. But then also what you've got are, like what you come up against, I keep hearing Ernie or Eddie or whatever it is. And it's like people are targeting that particular person, and trying to force feed that to people. That way, people go target them or start eating them or suspecting them or harming them online. And if people pay attention, went into their own thing, what I found funny about that is that even though they might be if too, it seems to be they were some of the first people that were starting to realize there was a scam afoot and started turning it in. Now that just seems hell of a coincidence. Now all these same YouTubers and all these other people are kind of force feeding into sources and other places things about this particular person, and it seems And that's something else you have to watch out for too. Like they're trying to weaponize certain things and drop certain things to target enemies through other people. It's a rather fucked up sleight of hand game. Like I said, it's some murky ass shit. Um and yeah, murky, murky shit. Um Also, I did want to touch on the billboard situation. Again, uh, only so far as to state again that during the lives and things like that that were happening um, for several days there in a row when the billboard really became the hot topic, it went from it's free for a while to this. So and so's actually donated to put it up. Well, wait a minute, I'm paying for it out of my own pocket. Well, hold on. And it changed and swapped this and other. So there was a pattern there, but it's on video. And I'm sure that'll come out eventually. You know, it's, geez, it's information overload and it's a lot to go through and sift through and recall, and it's hell on everybody, I'm sure. But either way, and then Mystery Angels, what I wanted to touch on with that. A few hours ago at this point, they did a stream. Hell. They did a stream and sorry. And they mentioned that a donor was also trying to push a large sum of money through their channel and marathon when it began on Friday in the UK. Now, I touched on this in other videos, and what you'll see is this start happening here during the marathon on some of Scott's, a couple other places where these anonymous donors are mentioned. And there's at one point a wink and a nod to me like, oh, Scott shouldn't have said that on live. Don't say you were, it was just a message to you, Scott. Like this big thing. But that was part of the show too, saying that out loud. Scott absolutely did know better. But what I knew and everybody else didn't was this was supposedly from this fake FBI/card team member. And that was the wink wink secret, right? But I already knew by this point, and I've been telling these idiots for days. That was not legit. There was something wrong with. And I was still trying to figure out what the hell. If they were being taken, and they kept telling me, oh, well, I just have faith in people. And what? Look, no. Became quite apparent at this point something was wrong. So this person pushes money into the thing for Summer's fund, right? And then I refused. I wouldn't take it. And then a couple days goes by, and then that's when it's pushed into my account that was not connected in any way to anything ever. And I was like, under a Facebook with the same name that was given to I and the real FBI that set us both up to talk to one another. Real weird shit, huh? So then, what I start hearing at this point is a lot of these channels, including others that weren't even really associated with TCC, Q, all these others, they didn't really have anything in common. They didn't associate at all. Right before they started
All right. I think I missed a part. Hold on. Just let me look real quick. And I think she was wearing a different shirt. No, maybe not. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do today. I have not slept yet, but I just had a whole bunch of coffee. So I'm not tired. So what I'm going to do until I get tired is I'm going to go through these videos, and as I find good ones, I'm just going to pop on live. But before I get off of here, hold on. Jody Sue, nobody knows where this picture was taken from. You're a bitch, and this is what you do. What does this picture prove? What does this picture have to do with summer? And for a woman that doesn't make fun of pictures, you seem to make fun of people's pictures all the time. You caught a snapshot of somebody during a live, and it does nothing to help Summer's case. You're making an ass out of yourself, and for some reason, I think you're having a mental breakdown, in my opinion, because you continuously, all day for the last couple days, posting these ridiculous little ass videos, then taking them off, then posting more, then taking them off. So, what is it that makes you think that you look like something special? Is what I want to know. Because your face is half cracked, in my opinion. You just get on my nerves. You're not funny.
Now the Can someone please explain why all the obsessed, psycho, crazy, criminal web sleuth wannabe weirdos surrounding us in Summer's case for all these years all look like they deserve an ID special for all the wrong reasons? Can someone please explain why?
What does that do for Summer? What does that do for Summer? Jody Sue, all it shows is that you're a hateful, spiteful, jealous bitch, in my opinion. Okay? So, back to videos. Sorry I wasn't sharing the right page. I thought I clicked it.
We've done everything when we was up on that scene, everything humanly possible to do.
It's been months since the weeks-long ground search for Summer Wells was called off in the Beach Creek community.
The manpower, the search, the helicopters, the airplanes, tremendous amount of dogs, cadaver dogs, search and rescue teams.
Now, the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office, TBI, and FBI are still following up on tips.
I have one detective assigned to it, and TBI has agents assigned to it as well. We have the FBI partners on board. My detective, when he gets things comes in that he needs to look at, then he will get other detectives to help him follow up those leads.
Summer's parents and concerned community members believe she may have been abducted or trafficked.
I assure you, we've done everything when we was up on that scene, everything humanly possible to do.
Welcome to JJ's. What do you have?
I'll have a number one.
One NFL on CBS streams live on Paramount.
I mean, I half feel like that's what you...
Oh my God, guys, please tell me I unmuted that mic before I was done coughing. I hit my bowl and just choked on the mother effer. I missed. She went on Ernie's. Yeah, I'll have to go rewatch it. I seen her on that one Ernie's. Did you guys see the Ernie calls today? I didn't listen to them yet. Were they any good? Okay, well, these videos she's setting up, they're chopped. They're bullshit. And I just thought we'd go listen to a few of them before I get off of here, because I really do want to go through Canva and continuously come back today, even after I sleep, and do little short lives with her videos so that I can, like, get my mind together and listen to what I'm putting out instead of just sitting here and listening to her for hours, and so that people could find the videos easier without having to go through 8 hours of her spewing her damn bullshit, in my opinion. Okay, so let's go listen to a few of these. We'll listen to this one in my next live. We'll come back and listen to a couple more of them.
So I find out it's quite the network still going around out there, right? What's the play, Donnie? You pissed about something that somebody told you that happened while you was locked up? What, you with the Get Back gang? Because I had to ask myself, after thanking you for telling me about Squall, like, yeah, that's cute. I expect that kind of shit out of a bitch like that. But what the fuck could you have been saying the whole time while you're overhearing this conversation that your wife didn't know about? Only you. Why, Don? Did you ever think that when you helped the suspect lady next door move, that wasn't some sort of pre-designed plot to get your fingerprints all over her shit so 19 months later she could say you broke in, huh, partner? Bro, this shit ain't that hard. This shit is not difficult. But I see a bunch of really wholesome, well, wholesome theoretically. And I see y'all fucking butchering this shit. You got more criminal justice knowledge than me by far. But you know, your homegirl, Squatted, what the fuck does she look like putting a misdemeanor warrant on me? She won't even put the grape charge on Frank Light. She ain't mad at me. So you take information from a lady that wants to get your partner locked up. Don, I got a fucking life vest. Your Titanic is bobbing, homie. You need some quick help. What did Dolly give you, bro? That fool would have probably made 20K off the back of your daughter. What do you do, bro? I bet all Dolly did for you was go along with your wishes to not video anything, right? Oh, come on, bro. Did you hear how I called Pruitt yesterday? Because Fred Hill, I don't know why you want to talk to that dude. Maybe for the same reason I do. Like, I got $500 to put him in the box on the box too, man. But he been telling folks they found a shallow grave on the Fields Roads property. A shallow grave. And it was their belief, Don, that she had been moved. Oh, well, I guarantee you there's not an underground daycare that she's been attending and then moved from. So the motherfucker is saying your daughter been put in a shallow grave and then moved somewhere else. But then I tell that to Detective Pruitt, and he says, no, that's not true. That's not true at all. It's categorically false. So now that's 2 times, Don, that Fred Hill down the road has made your daughter dead.
So what I just shared showed Poop, Toxic Poop, and Benny working together prior to all kinds of shit with Squall, against Squall, for Squall, without Squall. Yet here's Benny talking bad about Squall after Squall wanted to sue him. For what? Does anybody know? And why does Jody Sue fit into that fight? Dawn helped her move to get fingerprints on her shit. I think a whole lot of people were standing there. I think Jody Sue even referenced Tim Mullen leaning on her car. Somebody lending her a dolly? Who lent her the dolly? The whole world knew Dawn and Candace helped them move the night they helped them move because Jody Sue went on Facebook and fucking said it. So this whole video is stupid, and it's Jody Sue trying to push out Benny Key's narrative, as she tries to do ever so often. That's the clip I thought I missed. Did you guys hear it? I'm going to have to go back and listen. If not, I'll put it in the next one, where she said she knew Squall from around the area prior to Summer going missing, knew her personally, name all kinds of shit. Jody, then you're giving Chase advice. A week plus, you knew about what Tiffany Marie knew, yet you didn't turn it in. I want you to think about that. Anyways, let's finish watching this. Then I'm just going to click off, and I'll be back the next good shit I find, because I'm done with her. She sits over there, she posts pictures of people, she spews shit out of her damn mouth, talking shit while she, wait. Something else I wanted to show you. See, Jody, here's something you're going to learn. This right here is what every YouTuber can use against you in the court of law. Anti-true crime, DV and cancer fighter survivor awareness. A random neighbor searching for truth, answers, and justice for my missing neighbor. Hunting and fighting tragedy pimp criminals for years who all destroy real families, cases, communities, and anyone they can find to exploit, then commit real life crimes in order to silence them to avoid civil and criminal consequences for what they do and have done in many, many, many cases, and far too many people in and around them. See, what you're doing is you're causing confusion in Summer's case. And that's a fact. And that one statement that I now have on my video, even if you change it, I now have proof of it, allows me to fight against you in the court of law. You are on there stating you are on here to hurt people who cover true crime. That has been your agenda this whole time. While you work with those not so known with 12 subs and pass your videos to bigger creators and then accuse Squall of fucking with them. Now, I'm not here sitting here sticking up for Squall. But what I'm saying is, any proof you show of anything holds no water because of your own damn words, in my opinion. However, we doing this, bitch, in my opinion. What is it she says? Truth is truth. Truth is right. Right? So let's show these people the truth. Allegedly. All right. Where was I? Did we finish that video? I don't think we did, but I clicked off of it. But you guys get the point. We'll watch another one or two at the end of my next live. But I'll see you throughout the day. I am, however, going to sleep at some point. But when I wake up, I'm just going to throw shit together with a pretty background. And we're going to put it all out there. Anybody, whether you hate me, like me, agree with me, disagree with me, as long as you don't bash me while you're showing it, you're welcome to show my Jody Sue clips if it goes with something that you have researched. Oh, and by the way, at the end of the day, I would like to watch Nature Lover's clips. She did an amazing job putting them together. That's what Ziggy was showing the other day. I found out today via Holler Girl. Because she shared Nature Lover's video of it. So we'll watch her instead of Ziggy because she is an amazing channel and she deserves the recognition. So I want to watch that by the end of the day too. All right, guys. I'll see you throughout the day. Short lives like this all day long. Talk to you in a little while. Peace and love. Mwah. Bye.